What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Wingers and Defenders. Today, we will be talking about Match Week 1. We did a preview. We even did predictions even before that, but more content coming per usual. Let's just start off. Joe, how you doing?
Great, man. Spurs let me down like usual, but the Steelers lifted me back up, so we're cooling over here.
Jake?
I'm doing great. Aubameyang has just signed his new contract with Arsenal, securing his future, and I'm happy.
Good. So we'll just get right into it.
How are
Just talk
you?
about
How are you?
Oh, thank you for asking, Joe. This is due. We're good. At Liverpool won, which we'll get to quickly, but Cowboys kind of pissed me off a little bit on Sunday. But it's okay. We're talking about world football here, not American. So we'll start off with my team, and that's Liverpool Leeds. It was a very, very, very scary game for me. I was up and down the entire game. We would score, then we'd give up a bad goal, then we'd score, give up a bad goal. Kind of just the whole way it was. But we got Arsenal and Chelsea in the next 2 weeks. Flip-flop those. But so we have to wake up quickly. But Joe, we'll start off with you. What did you think of that game?
Leeds looked very, very good. They looked very good. They made Virgil look like just a very average defender, which is not something a lot of teams do. So that was impressive. Trent got put in a spliff, like Jacob was saying, but that's the usual for him. We don't expect him to be a good defender. We expect him to go up and make crosses and stuff. Oh, it's so funny over here. Overall, Liverpool showed their quality in front of net, other than Firmino, obviously, and then they do have more talent, and that's why they won the game.
So he kind of complimented Liverpool, but he really didn't. He really just took digs at them the entire time. But then they won, so it's all right. But
No. Here's my point. We're going to transition this back to American football, like we were talking before, right?
Oh my!
Before the podcast.
A terrible game. You could play a terrible game and still get a win. I saw the Steelers last year play multiple awful games, yet they still got wins. Like that shows that you have talent. If you can play a bad game and still get a win, that means you are a good.
Well, that's why we won the title last year.
Why. That's my point. This was not your best showing, but nearly. You're going to have much better showings in this, and that's why I think you guys are still title contenders. Because, look, if you come out here and you put together that absolute dog poo type of game right there and still win, you're a very good team.
That's a new word. Jake, what are your thoughts?
I don't think this was a really bad game from Liverpool as much as it was a really good game for Leeds. I think the defense had problems. I think Liverpool defense was the worst part of their team. I think their midfield wasn't too bad. They stayed compact. They lost a battle to the Leeds players. We had who was
Calvin Phillips.
Calvin Phillips in midfield, Helder Costa, Harrison, who scored the first goal, a great goal. Those kind of guys are getting in the midfield. But other than that, I think the midfield of Henderson, Wijnaldum, and Keita did a decent job. And obviously Salah had a hat trick. Mane was causing problems. Firmino not really scoring goals, but
that's not what he's asked to do.
Yeah, the main thing that I'm getting at is really Liverpool as a team didn't play poorly. I think their defense did not show. They didn't play up to their standard. We know Liverpool defense is supposed to be solid, flying forward. I know Robertson didn't have the best game, but he probably was the best defender. He was the best defender.
Yeah, the corner.
I think Gomez personally seemed out of his depth. Van Dijk got caught a couple times. Trent got, he was trying to, Liverpool has a brand of football they like to play. Trent pushed up higher, and he got caught on the attack with Harrison. Players like Ayling, I think, as well. We're kind of getting into Trent a little bit. And this is I would say it's a red flag for Liverpool to an extent because Leeds is a newly promoted side that should be in the Premier League. So it's not the worst thing. Not like they're playing West Brom when this happened, and they barely won against West Brom. That would be really bad. But they're playing a really good team. But Liverpool going forward, how they perform against teams that are going to play to Leeds level and better. And I think their defense needs to sort some stuff out. And but other than that, it wasn't that bad of a result. I think Leeds just played a great game personally. Had a good game plan. Bielsa got them prepared for this probably for weeks in advance. So.
Yeah, I think when you're talking about how to look at this game, I think more credit should go to Leeds than Liverpool. I still need to be hypercritical of my team because defensively, our shape was bad. We were really just not compact. Virgil makes a poor mistake. Not usually what he does, but for some reason he just likes to be really gracious when he gets the ball in the back and does all this cool stuff. And Bamford was right behind him and pretty much just took it away from him. The other goals, Trent got beat up. I don't know why Joe's laughing again, but we can get to his team later because he's about to get rattled. But other than that, Salah is going to win the Golden Boot. I said that in an article. I will stick to it. He was fantastic. Joe, what is going on in there?
I think the stat he's laughing at possibly is we saw a stat. Virgil van Dijk has the most errors leading to goals out of any player in the Premier League, and it's 3 since last season, I believe.
That's not what I'm laughing at. I'm laughing at something very stupid. Just ignore.
Of course you are. What else is new? Okay, let me quickly finish this point up so we can move on to another game. But am I concerned? Yes. We have to go play Chelsea, I think, at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. And I don't know where the Arsenal game is. But
I could check.
But just going off the first one, Chelsea, which we'll move on. We'll get to that later. But it's a team that's dangerous. But, yeah, like I said, I'll leave the Chelsea stuff for later. But if you want to just go strictly off Liverpool, we looked better once Fabinho came on because that gave more defensive protection to the back four. Because we had Henderson playing, I think, as the 6. Go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say, Hendo kind of mediocre.
Coming off an injury. He shouldn't – it makes sense to start him, but he wasn't fully fit. So, Naby Keita – what did you say?
They don't lose when he plays, so why not play him?
Yes, and then also
they don't lose in general.
Yeah, sure. Gini Wijnaldum, I actually was surprised he started because I was figuring this Barcelona move looks like it was going to happen. His teammate now is on his way, Memphis Depay, for the international team. Could that happen? I don't know. But I was surprised he started. I'm glad he's staying because I like him. I think he's a big part of the team in the midfield. But I'm concerned, but I'm also not because I know Klopp was going to work on things in training because that's the type of person. He's not going to say giving up 3 goals at home against a newly promoted side, albeit Leeds, who I think we all had finishing at least in 10th or higher, somewhere in that vicinity. They're going to be a solid team, and they're quality. But for Liverpool, we need to wake up if we want to get 3 points against Chelsea. But we will move on to another team that's looking to get top 4, and that is Arsenal. The first game we all predicted, I believe. Yes, congrats. We all predicted them to win, I believe, when we did our predictions. But Jake, what did you think of that game?
It's kind of what I expected. A little shaky in the beginning, our defense. But as the game wore on, they got more comfortable. I think our attack looked very good. We missed some chances. We really could have won 5-0, to be fair, but we missed some chances. I think Willian missed a free kick off the post. I think our attack was just overwhelming. That's what I expected. I think our team against Fulham was going to have a really good time offensively. My worry was defensively we were going to lose. Were we going to lose concentration? And we kept a clean sheet, which I'm very surprised about. I'm happy about it. I really like where our team is going. I think we have a clear sense of how we want to play. As I've been saying, Arteta has a brand of football he wants Arsenal to implement into their game, and I'm happy. And I'm happy with Willian, 3 assists. You know, Chelsea fans talked down on him all summer, even though he was the most creative player all season last year. Well, yeah, also that too. But I mean, he was their most creative player all season, and then he leaves. Now they hate him now magically, and gets 3 assists on his debut. So, you know, and I think he won man of the match. Him or Gabriel won man of the match. I can't remember. But it's good showing by them. We play West Ham on the weekend. I look forward to that game too.
It was Willian, by the way. He won part of the game.
Yeah, so we play West Ham on the weekend. I think that could be another thrashing. I think we could really win 3-4-0 again if we're good about it. I think going forward, I'm positive how Arteta is playing. Liverpool is going to be our first big challenge, obviously, in 2 weeks. But I liked how we played, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Joe?
I can't hate too much. I mean, they played very, very well. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, my only hating thing is that it's Fulham. So I mean, we all expect Fulham to go down. So I mean, I was expecting an Arsenal win, and you know what? They showed up. They proved all of us right, and they did it. And what I liked about Arsenal, how they did it, is they did it convincingly. It wasn't like they had a tough time breaking them down, and they squeezed a 1-0 victory out. They took it to Fulham, and they really whooped them. So kudos to the Snow.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game. I wish I did. I think I was only
Woke
one
up
of.
late.
Big
Embarrassing.
sleepyhead over
First
here.
game of the season, the Premier League season.
Yeah, that was poor.
Pretty
But
cool
from
sleepyhead.
what? Yeah, sure. I shouldn't have missed it. I'll take ownership, but we'll try to revive myself next weekend. But for the Arsenal game, I did watch highlights. I saw some of this stuff. Clearly, Willian looks like it was the right move for Arsenal. Whether or not that means Pepe gets very limited minutes, we'll see. But like Joe just mentioned, I think the biggest thing you want to talk about is the domination factor and how they did it. And some of those goals were just class. The corner by Willian was pretty much right to where it had to go. The Arsenal goal with a bombing to put it away, pretty much class goal. And he pretty much did similarly what he did to Liverpool in the Community Shield. Very similar goals. And honestly, when I was watching, I said this to both of them. It was when I saw a highlight on Twitter, it almost looked like the same goal because it was Fulham. Almost same jerseys when you guys scored that fantastic goal where Ramsey finished it off. So that was funny. But yeah, no, Arsenal, a lot of good things for them. You just mentioned West Ham. They're in the mud. They played really poorly against Newcastle. So I would expect you guys, before we do even a predictions video for match week 2, yeah, I would figure you guys are going to have a very fun time with those 90 minutes. But all good things for Arsenal to start. But let's move on to Joe's team, and that is Spurs. They lost 1-0. This was right as NFL football was starting, so he had his priorities mixed up. There was a lot of things going on for him. But as the Spurs fan, Joe, what are your thoughts on that game?
So I didn't get to see most of it. I missed basically. I kind of jumped in at the 60th minute when the goal happened. So I don't really know what happened, what led to it. All I know is I just see a ball in the back of the net. I mean, Larry had no shot for it. Richarlison had many, many good chances just from what I saw. He should have had at least 2 from when I was watching. And
Yeah, he should have scored a brace minimum.
So it's unfortunate. I don't understand why Mourinho is so intent on playing Lucas and not Bergwijn. I feel like Bergwijn's the more dangerous and better player.
I know why.
Dele, I don't know how he played, but I really kind of want him gone at this point. Thank you for what you've done in the past, but I'd really rather start. I mean, we didn't have Gio, and I think we really saw that we missed him. I'd really rather start with Ndombele, Højbjerg, and Gio as our midfielders. I would really rather see that than see Dele out there because he just doesn't look like he's got that skill anymore. I don't want to say I'm too concerned yet. It was the first game of the season. Stuff happens, I'm not going to ring the alarms yet. And Everton, I think, is a good team too. I really like Ancelotti. And look, we lost 1-0. It's not something to be all up in arms about. So we move on. We have Southampton. We have Lokomotiv Plovdiv on Thursday.
Do you actually have a game in Europe?
Damn it! I have a test that day. I'm gonna miss the game. What the hell?
Wow.
Oh, brother. Damn it. All right. Well, hopefully we win that game. But it's Yurkio world, man. I hate him. I hate him so much. Anyway.
Come on, Joe. Keep it PG
We got
here.
Southampton. We got Southampton on Sunday. Hopefully we win that game. And yeah, Sunday is gonna be an interesting day. We're gonna get E up here. Mr. Michael say in the comment section, what's good, my G? And yeah, hopefully we get a Spurs winner and a Steelers victory.
Jake?
I don't know where to begin with Tottenham Hotspur FC. I think another reason why Jose Mourinho doesn't want to play Bergwijn because he doesn't know ball anymore. He's washed, as me and Christian have said multiple times on this podcast, off the podcast.
Again, one game is not washed. Go on.
We have more of a sample size than just one game.
I mean, we could talk about Manchester United too and how he failed there massively as well.
Failed? He won them a title? Never mind.
Oh, gosh.
We have the same discussion every freaking time.
Okay, all I'm going to say is he didn't play Bergwijn for that game. He didn't start him, and you're wondering why he didn't. Because he doesn't know how to play. He doesn't know how to tactically set up. Bergwijn is a bigger threat than Lucas Moura is in 2020. Yes, you're right. Why didn't he play him? Because he's clueless. I don't know what else to tell you. Well, I don't understand this over-romanticized – I can't even speak right now. But, this romanticized view of Mourinho, he's going to win Spurs a title when he's washed. and everyone in the league knows it.
Except Spurs fans.
I'm intrigued to see what happens when we get Bale in the mix.
He might go to United because Sancho isn't happening. He wants to go to United.
No. Bale's linked heavily with us.
So is United.
Joe, that's not going to make the difference between you winning a title or not.
Guess what? You probably won't even play him either. He's still gonna play Lucas because he's clueless. Like I said,
if Bale goes to United, I don't know what I'll do.
Because Mourinho doesn't have enough pull. He's clueless. He's washed. He gets tactically outclassed.
We know he wants to come back to N17, man. We know.
To what?
Why
Finish
would
sixth?
he? Why would he? Yeah.
Why would he? Because that's his home. That's his home.
I don't want to harp on Spurs for too long. I don't think they're worth harping on for too long. To be fair, 1-0 is lucky for Spurs. It should have been 3-0. To be fair.
Yeah, they should not have lost 1-0.
Charleston should have put 2 away minimum. He missed an open net. First of all, missed a point blank header. Pretty sure Calvert-Lewin missed a header as well. I think he scored the only goal, if I'm not mistaken. And he could have scored another one as well. Delhi had one chance in the first half, and so did Doherty. But other than that, Spurs probably should have lost 3-1, 4-1 possibly. Nothing to be excited about. Terrible kits as well. I just want to throw it in there. I don't want to be the guy to be like, oh, I hate Spurs, but I do. But, they didn't play well. I don't trust Mourinho. If you're Spurs, I don't know how you can believe that Mourinho will get you out of the mud because he's delusional. But it's a delusional fan base, so that's all I have to say.
Yeah, for me, Everton deserved that 3 points and should have, like Jake just mentioned, won by more. Richarlison probably should have had 2, maybe 3. There were some other ones. I didn't watch the whole game either, but I did watch a majority of it. Yeah, Everton looks scary. I'm not going to lie. If we have to come up or if we have to play them soon, which I don't know when we do play them, they're scary because on the counterattack, if you have Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, James Rodriguez off the right, who's going to cut in on his left, and had one really dangerous shot, which Laurie let it go by, but that's the type of stuff we're going to see. And the midfield's good. Decore and Allen had a relatively good performance. They didn't really give up any major opportunities besides the one where Heung-min-Son could have slotted Harry Kane in. Harry Kane was pretty upset, it looked like, and he slotted Dele Alli in, and it was saved, I think, for a corner. But yeah, no, I think it's concerning for Spurs, but it's not surprising. And for Everton, it's also not a surprise because I came into the season thinking this team has a shot at top 6. I just wrote an article for TWS, and that should be up soon. We can put that in the description.
Yeah, link that.
I will link it, but thank you. And I think you can go either way. You can say it's a concern for Spurs, or you can say it's a big deal for Everton. Either way, this result to me doesn't come as a surprise at all. Jake just said it. I think Mourinho's washed. I'm on the same side as you. So, but they're going to have to come back and respond this week. What'd you say?
I predicted an Everton win also. Not the result.
I predicted 3-2.
Yeah, but it was 1-0. But I knew they were going to win this game because I don't trust Spurs or Mourinho.
So let's move on to the last team that we all have going top 6 that played this weekend, obviously with both Manchester clubs having the week off. So we can talk about them starting next weekend. And that's Chelsea. Chelsea played yesterday. 3-1 victory against Brighton at the Amex. We'll just start off with Jake. What did you think?
Interesting. I think Chelsea looks good, but not convincingly good, if that makes sense. Again, they started Kepa in goal, and he kind of even let in a slightly suspect goal from Brighton. I think it was a good finish, but I think Kepa should be doing more to save that.
It went under his hands.
Well, I don't really have much to say about that. That's why he's getting replaced. He's not a very good keeper. But, Chelsea's a team. Reece James scored a banger of a goal. He's a talent for them. He should be the starter year in year out for them for years to come unless he gets bought by a bigger team. But Reece James is good. Havertz, very quiet performance from what I saw. Had some mistakes I saw early in the game. Werner didn't get on the score sheet. Surprised didn't get on the score sheet. Zuma scored, interesting, off of a corner, deflected corner. Yep. But Chelsea look okay. They don't look, like world beaters or anything like that. But, this is a result I expected them to win this game. Don't remember what my score prediction was. I think I said 3-0. They're a decent side. I think they're going to finish third if they can get everything together. They didn't play Ziyech. Thiago Silva also didn't play.
No Pulisic.
No Pulisic. They played Christensen in the back. So this is not like their full-strength team. if we see their full team out there with like all their weapons, they're going to be a lot better, I think. And Havertz gets more time in the Premier League to get his feet wet. I think they'll be better. It was a win, but it wasn't super convincing. But it's whatever. Yeah.
Joe?
I didn't get to watch the game. I heard Kai Havertz had a disaster class performance. I'm very happy about that. Timo, I heard, also didn't look that good either. Also happy about that. I mean,
Why are you
I'm
happy?
saying these guys will flop, but yeah.
Interesting.
All I know, let me not say that.
You good? That's all you got?
Yeah, we'll get in big trouble if I say what I want to say. I'll tell you guys off air.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna try to keep this thing PG here, so I don't know what he's
Mystery
got
man.
up his skin, but yes, Kai Havertz didn't have a lot of touches on the ball. He's been training with the team for a week, which I keep seeing on Twitter and stuff. That's what people on Chelsea's side is talking about. So I guess he gets a pass, but he's probably going to start against Liverpool, so we'll see what he can do there. Timo Werner was bright, but wasn't clinical. A lot of the things he was doing was where he would get behind the back line.
He's not a clinical striker. He's not a clinical striker. Just not.
He's going to be good in the Premier League.
Who?
Timo Werner, he said. Jake.
Not clinical. I've seen him miss a lot of sitters.
He wasn't great after restart in the Bundesliga. I won't lie. But that's too small of a sample size to say he's a poor striker. He's not clinical because it wasn't a big stretch of games.
You're
reactionary. I'm reactionary.
That's why we cannot take you fully seriously.
So if I want to give a real neutral perspective on Warner, I think he made a lot of good runs last night. He was really bright in that sense. In the final third, there wasn't really a clear-cut chance where he should have buried something, but he did create the penalty. He would have scored had Matt Ryan not brought him down, I believe. There was another defender in the area, so possibly not, but more often than not, he would have buried that. But yeah, like Jake just mentioned, the team's not full strength. They started Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who didn't have a great performance. They're missing Kovacic, Pulisic, Chilwell, and Thiago Silva. A keeper could come in as well.
Yeah, and Chilwell down. Yeah.
So there's a lot of pieces that need to get put into the puzzle before we can really know what they're going to do. But one thing that's going to be interesting to see is how much he uses Tammy Abraham this season. I feel like we could see him out of here after next season, which Timo
is the redacted Tammy Abraham.
I don't even know what that word
means. I can't say what I want to say, but just know he's the redacted Tammy Abraham.
Honestly, don't even know the meaning of that word is.
Again. Stay tuned for afterwards.
Okay, well, just to be brief with them, they're still scary going up against us next weekend. I think it is at Stamford Bridge. I'll quickly get that. And yes, it is. It's at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. So that'll be a tight game. But yeah, Chelsea, as long as they get things going, Joe has them in second, which who knows? But for me and Jake, we had them in third. I think that's still where I keep them at. But we'll see what they can do against Liverpool on Sunday. Now we'll just move on. We'll quickly go through a couple of different games just to be very brief and talk about some other stuff. So we'll go with the team that Joe had finishing near relegation and wrote an article about it. What did you think of Sheffield Wolves yesterday?
Oh, Wolves are a very good team, so let's not overreact to Sheffield losing, to be fair. I mean, as much as I would love to be like, yes, I'm right, this is one game of the season, just like I said about Spurs, we're not going to overreact here, right? It's one game. I mean, again, their defense didn't look great. Their goalie, like I said, you take a huge step down. But at the end of the day, it's Wolves. Traore is a stud. Jimenez, who knows if he'll still be there. But you know what? Just be worried. If you're a Sheffield fan, just be worried. It might not be as good as – you're not going to be as good as you were last year. So that's the Joe Camel. Take it to the bank, man. Take it to the bank.
Jake?
Yeah, I don't – I rate Sheffield, but not as high as I rate Wolves. I think Wolves are a team that could finish top 7. They've proven it. Adding pieces to their team as well. This is the result I expected. I don't even know if I might have predicted somewhere similar to 2-0. I don't remember what I did, to be fair. I know I had Wolves winning, but yeah, I mean, this is kind of a result I expected. Wolves are a good team. Jimenez is lethal, can be lethal at times. Maybe out of there soon. I know he was linked with United for a while. Don't know if that's going to happen, but, he is a very good striker, underrated in my opinion at least as well. And, yeah, this is a result I expected. So.
Yeah, Wolves are going to be a very good team this season. Once again, no surprise. It seems like I was looking at their bench yesterday, and I think they had 4 Portuguese players. They had 4, seems like 4 or 5 in the starting lineup. It seems like they just love Portuguese teams, basically. They're pretty much the national team at this rate. So,
Essentially.
but yeah, Wolves looked good. They scored 2 goals in the first 6 minutes, and pretty much that put the game away. I'm more onto the train of Joe's taking that Sheffield actually could be in some trouble this season. I think had them finishing 12th, or I think it was 12th, but we'll see what happens. That's a interesting result, I guess, but we all saw it coming. But we'll move on to Crystal Palace Southampton. Now, we saw Wilfried Zaha struggle last season, and he got on the goals. He scored the only goal in this game. Southampton looked somewhat bright, but in reality, Crystal Palace really deserved the points. Joe, we'll start off with you. What did you think?
You know what I said? You guys remember what I said, right?
You said 4-2 Southampton, by the way.
Correct. But you guys also remember what I said. I said Zaha and Edzzy have the coldest mixtape in the league. And I was right about that. Those are my guys. You know, the Selhurst Goonies, man.
What does that have to do with them losing? I mean, Crystal Palace winning, actually.
They look great out there. Did they not?
They looked all right.
Selhurst Goonies, man. My guys.
Jake?
Joe said that Southampton was going to win 4-2. That's all I have to say.
I did say that. I was wrong. But, you guys know I have an affinity towards Crystal Palace. I like them, so I'm happy.
So why'd you have them losing 4-2?
Because I thought that, Southampton would be able to do something going forward.
Actually, to be fair, his take isn't terrible because I can't pronounce the goalie's name for Crystal Palace. I think it's Giata. He's the Spanish keeper. Yeah. He had some really good saves, and honestly, Southampton probably did deserve something from the game. I think there was 2 shots Che Adams had inside the probably 8 yards of the goal, and somehow he just kept it out of the net. So I don't know. I don't think I would have ever had Palace giving up 4 against Southampton.
I like Danny Ings a lot. I was hoping
I can see that, but
like at the end of the day, I'm very happy for Crystal Palace. Hope they do well. Yeah. Etsy looks like a stud.
Yeah, he played 5 minutes maybe. I think he had one opportunity.
I mean, he put Kyle Walker Peters in a spliff, man.
Well, we'll quickly mention this. The VAR thing looked very good so far.
It actually worked.
Kyle Walker-Peters originally was given a red, and then they came back and only gave it a yellow because I think he had his studs on. I don't know who the player was. It was the bottom of his cleat. Any thoughts quickly before we move on to something else? On VAR?
I was very young on that part, so I don't know.
VAR was done right. I mean, initially looking at it in real time, it looked like it was a bad challenge. And then in the replay, I mean, actually, they didn't show a replay. The challenge happened. The ref runs to him and gives him a red, and he didn't even walk up the field. He just looked at the ref, like he's waiting for him to look at the replay. Looked at the replay, wasn't enough contact. I think his arm hit his lower body, and then maybe the cleats touched his foot. It was a yellow at worst. Definitely not a red, and VAR actually worked. So hopefully we see more of that this season.
Joe, did you see it or no?
No, I was doing yard work.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd been upset about it if it was stated red.
Yeah, it was good. I think that's the key for VAR because we saw a lot of issues with it last season. I like it to a sense, but hopefully this format of it is much better. But we will move on to we'll do some quick other games. West Brom Leicester. So they won 3-0. Vardy had 2. Their signing Castagne was the opening goal. But yeah, West Brom looks dead. To start, Joe, anything?
I didn't get to watch this game again, but I'm happy Leicester won. Screw West Brom.
Jake?
That's an interesting beef you have. I think I have West Brom staying up, but I don't know how confident I am in that. Castagne obviously scored. Vardy got a brace 2 penalties. Expected results. I know I had Leicester winning. I think 2-0. I think I had them winning. I'm not sure. Yeah, not much to say. Yeah.
Whatever happened with Ben Rama?
Oh, he's linked heavily.
There's linked to Villa
and West Ham.
I was gonna say, is he still playing in the championship right now? Because I remember everyone was like, they don't go up, he's leaving. So
yeah, because what most people believe is how he performed in the playoff final wasn't great, and that kind of hurt his stock a little bit because he was linked with Chelsea, even top tier clubs.
I think Arsenal linked.
Yeah, we were also linked with him. But I mean, after his performance in the playoff final, they don't really know how good I think one game isn't the best way to judge a player, but he's now linked to like West Ham, Villa, like the lower half of the table. I think he'll eventually make his move, but I don't know when it'll be.
Yeah, Villa is going to get 2 Brentford players. They already have Ollie Watkins, who will probably start for them unless they want to start Wesley with him. Grealish just signed a new deal, so maybe they'll get Ben Rama. Yes, Joe?
Breaking news. Sergio Reguilon is very, 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 very close to agreeing to being dealt to Tottenham on a permanent transfer from Real Madrid.
Source.
What? I saw
David
reports
Ornstein.
this morning that it was United.
That might be legit.
David Ornstein, exclusive. Tottenham close to agreeing for deal for Spain left back Sergio Reguilon.
Okay, now we're all checking Twitter quickly on the line.
Oh.
This is live breaking news from Joe Cam.
Another serious. They're trying to be serious. I like it.
Ben Davies, get out of my club. Get out of my club. Get out of my club. Ben Davies, get the hell out of my club.
It's funny because Joe proves that he's more reactionary. Because a week or two ago, Davies was good enough to stay.
As a backup.
No, you didn't.
No, I don't think that's what you said.
Didn't say that. You didn't say that, definitely.
It's all right. He's still going to start Reguilon on the bench, and then Davies will start.
If that happens, I'm Jose out. I mean, if it's like the first game and he's trying to get adjusted, then
now the excuses
I'll
are
give him
Wait,
a
what?
game. I'll give him a game to get adjusted in, and then he's got.
No, I don't know. When Bruno came in, he was immediately in the starting lineup 3 days after he signed. I think.
Well, that's because what's his name doesn't know how to manage. This is just like I'm
won
gonna put
the game.
good players out there, and you guys do it yourself. I'm just gonna go sit on.
I'm not even.
To be fair, he has won more than Jose. To be fair.
No, he hasn't.
As much as I don't like Ole, really.
How has he won more than Jose?
Well, he finished third last season.
Jose finished second highest, and he won a trophy. So no.
Last season?
I'm not talking about last season.
I'm talking about last season. I'm talking about last season.
No. Anyway, what's our next game we're talking about?
What? No.
Jake, you won the argument. Let him go. You won. Because he didn't answer.
Okay, you don't want to talk about it? Okay. Well, let Marino slide.
All right, we'll get our last game in, which is West Ham Newcastle. 2-0 win for Newcastle. The team I picked to finish, I think 11th or 12th, one of those two, but everybody called me crazy. But West Ham, like we just mentioned,
they beat West Ham. I'm not impressed.
Okay, so then let's know your thoughts, Joe. Is that all you got to say?
It's West Ham. Like, okay, you beat West Ham. Like, I expect most teams to beat West Ham. Like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, you want more substance, Jake? What do you have?
I mean, I think I had Newcastle winning, and Joe was on my head about saying that Callum Wilson was going to be those Bournemouth players are going to be pretty good for them, and Callum Wilson scored. So I mean, already half its tally from last season, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah.
To be fair, he has more goals than Harry Kane right now.
I wasn't even bringing that point up, but I mean, he only played one game. He's under Jose Mourinho, so I'm not going to say much about that. Harry Kane is going to be 28 soon, or is he 27 now? Regardless, he's going to reach the age of 29 and not have any trophies. He's going to be like, where did my career go? That's all I have to say.
One trophy this year.
Oh, now it's one?
Yeah,
Joe, you keep changing from 1 to 2.
No, it was one. He said 2 initially, but 1 guaranteed. So I'm going off of the 1 guaranteed, which I'm assuming is Europa League, right?
Correct.
Not going to happen.
So it could be done this weekend or this Thursday?
Oh, if we lose to Lokomotiv Plovdiv, man, oh my gosh. You don't understand how mad I'll be.
You shouldn't be mad. You should be mad because it's Lokomotiv, but I mean, at the same time, it's Jose Mourinho at the wheel. He's washed. Like, he's a guy that doesn't understand football in 2020. So I don't really understand why you'd be upset. I mean, you're not going to win. You're not going to win Europa League because even if you get into the knockout rounds, Champions League teams are going to drop out and they're going to be better than you. And your team's going to be half injured anyways. You're going to be playing kids second half of the year anyways.
Lucas will be starting as center forward.
If you sign Reguilon, he'll be gone by the end of next season because he's going to hate it here because you don't win enough. How do you go from Real Madrid to Tottenham Hotspur? Kind of embarrassing. But, I mean, hey.
All right, well, yeah, Newcastle, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, Callum Wilson, Jeff Hendricks scored on his debut as well. So, debuts for them. West Ham look like they're in the mud. They could be in trouble. But they did keep Declan Rice, so we'll see. But that's all for us today. We'll give you another Match Week 2 prediction on probably around Thursday. give you a couple days to watch it before. But, yep, Mourinho's in the mud. But please like, subscribe, and just stay tuned for more videos in the future.